Hi everyone, my name is Tan Xingye and my matrix number is 27X700. In late December 2019, COVID-19 not only affects people's health conditions but also depressed trade. Malaysia have taken measures, which is movement control orders, and some factories forced to close. Due to this, the production is affected and reduced Malaysia's export and then caused uncertainty in Malaysia's trade flows. The objective of these papers is to analyze the impact of the COVID-19 and subsequent economic recovery on Malaysia's trade from 2019 to 2021. That's all for me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Good day everyone, my name is Chu San with matrix number 278864. Now I will continue to present the analysis of Malaysian export and import in 2019 to 2021. In overall, we can see that the export and import in Malaysia are decreased from 2019 to 2020, then increased in 2021. The increase of export in 2021 is due to the global demand for electrical and electronic products, petroleum products, manufacturers of metal, palm oil, and rubber products. Well, the increase in import is because of higher demand for intermediate, capital, and consumer goods boosted end-use imports. In other hand, the decrease of export and import in 2020 are due to the global trade with strict lockdown measures in place across the board because of COVID-19 pandemic. This directly caused major disruption to global supply chains, especially the movement of goods and services. That's all from me, and now I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Konnichiwa, this is Kanji1 with matrix number 26999. What are the challenges of Malaysian trade? First, supply chain disruption. Lockdowns and mobility restrictions have raised the cost of imports. Domestic producers processing imported goods and services have to burden a rising cost of raw material. Therefore, for specific sectors, their sales have plunged due to lockdowns and reduced steel output in order to reduce variable cost. Upstream and downstream of the industrial chain are influencing each other. Downstream firms are unable to produce when there is a shortage from upstream. Second, inflationary pressures. Higher prices lead to a falling aggregate demand, which in turn leads to a falling aggregate supply because of raising production cost, which reduces the demand for labor. This inflation further erodes the purchasing powers of consumers and reduces aggregate demand, and therefore trapped in an infinite vicious circle. Thank you.
So I will continue about the devaluation of ringgit, which is the challenge of the international economy. The country's import and export industry may be affected by the ringgit lowest rate of depreciation. Most foreign investors in Malaysia boost the ringgit. Trade that boosts Malaysia export strengthen the ringgit, while import don't. Thus, the media claimed that the ringgit started weak relative to the US dollar to a low level, which precipitated the 1989 Asian financial crisis as investors switches to safe currency owing to the uncertain global economic outlook. Thus, the US dollar is stronger than the other currency because the government indirectly raises interest rate and attract capital. This affects the value of the ringgit, which is also influenced by the strength of the US dollar due to the factor like the legal price of oil lowering, the difference in interest rate relative to US currency, and so on. Therefore, as long as this danger persists without adjustment in the key elements that determine the value of the ringgit, our nation may not be able to improve the international economy itself. So next is the pandemic COVID-19. Since 2019, disease outbreaks like COVID-19 have hurt the global economy. This is due to the severity of this irreversible sickness, which has restricted exports and imports between other nations. Recession affects all the social economy disparities because society worries about its future and save more and spend less. This event includes the national income, but individuals do not have income to spend. Lastly, this effect poses a threat to the international economy to develop and to maintain economic stability at the time.
Good day everyone, my name is Ling Yingzi and my entry number is 278248. I will continue to present about the solution that had implemented my government during COVID-19 pandemic. The export and import volumes in 2020 reached the lowest level. In response to the COVID-19 outbreak, the government implemented expansionary policy in 2020, which is decreasing taxes and expanding government expenditure. Now, let's see how the fiscal policy will impact export. The implementations of fiscal policy will affect aggregate demand. Through Fiscal Outlook 2021, the government implemented the expansionary fiscal with support on SME. The government is providing financial support or training to promote export competitiveness. By giving support to SME, demand for export is increased and leads Malaysia export rise from the year 2020 to 2021. That's all from me. Thank you.
So economy theory, a reduction in individual tax will raise the purchasing power of individual. The Malaysian government has made a number of adjustments to the income tax. Individual income tax on income over 15,000 ringgit for Malaysian citizens has been lowered from 40% to 30%. The government has extended the Employment Provident Fund (EPF) reduction and the Private Retirement Scheme (PRS) income tax exemption. According to Muhammad Uzir, value import increase is caused by the rising purchasing power for Malaysian. Import of intermediate product grew up is due to the development and possible manufacture of new intermediate good by SMEs. It is because by federal government focus supporting SME. Suppliers from SME have the ability to supply final product to fulfill the market demand, which are came by rising in purchasing power Malaysian.
In conclusion, the trend of trade was downward from the beginning, which is in 2020, but then slowly climbed in 2021. There have many challenges to Malaysia's trade, such as supply chain disruption, inflationary pressures, devaluation of the ringgit, and pandemic COVID-19. So in order to make a recovery on Malaysia's trade, fiscal policy is critical in terms of both import and export effects. That's all for our groups. Thank you.